Hello there everyone. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is UTHUMPORN and my nickname is Nan. In this video, we are gonna learn about the law of exponent. What are the law of exponent? If you look up the law of exponent online or in a math book, you will probably see a long list of equations that look something like this. That is kinda overwhelming, but you see them all as one. But don't worry, we will take them one step at a time, and you will see they are not that complicated after all. Okay, law number 1. A let's set to the power of m times a let's set to the power of n is just equal to a let's set to the power of m plus n, where a is a real number and m and n are positive integers. So based on the definition, if you have number with the same base and but different exponent, you can just copy base and then add the exponent. So for example, the equation 3 let's set to the power of 2 plus 3 let's set to the power of 3 is equal to 3 let's set to the power of 2 plus 3. Then the equation will become 3 let's set to the power of 5. So it means that 3 will be multiplied 5 times, and it will give up a result of 243. Another example. Find the area of rectangular football field with a length of 4 let's set to the power of 3 and width of 4 let's set to the power of 2 meters. To find the area of the rectangle, we need to multiply the length times the width. And we can see the length and the width of the rectangular football field are in exponent form. Now, have you noticed something common? Yes, you got it right. The base is common and that is for solved by using the law number 1. We just need to copy common base and then add the exponent. Therefore, its equation will become 4 let's set to the power of 5, which means the 4 will be multiplied 5 times. So the area of the rectangle is 1024 square meters. Now, let it proceed to law number 2. A let's set to the power of m let's set to the power of n is just equal to a let's set to the power of m times n, where a is a real number and m and n are positive integers. Now let's have an example to further understand this law. So if you have 4 let's set to the power of 4 let's set to the power of 3, it will become 4 let's set to the power of 2 times 3. Therefore, its equation will become 4 let's set to the power of 6. This is equal to 4096. Now, for another example, let's debug 2 let's set to the power of 2 let's set to the power of 3 oranges in the market. How many oranges did Nancy buy? So the equation 2 let's set to the power of 2 let's set to the power of 3 is equal to let's set to the power of 2 times 3. then the equation will become 2 raised to the power of 6, which is equal to 64. Therefore, Nancy bought 64 oranges. So this is round number 2. Now, let's proceed to the round number 3. Round number 3 is A raised to the power of n times B raised to the power of n is that equal to A times B raised to the power of n. A and B are real number and n is positive integer. This law means that if you have different base but the exponentials are identical, then you can just multiply the base and then copy the exponent. We will look at this example to further understand the law. 2 raised to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 raised to the power of 2 is that equal to 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2. Therefore, its equation will become 6 raised to the power of 2, which means that 6 will be multiplied 2 times. So the answer is 36. Now, let's take this another example. Susie went to the candy shop to buy some candy. Susie bought 4 raised to the power of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2 candy. Now, how many candy did Susie buy? The problem is quite complicated, right? But if you know the law of exponent, you can easily answer this problem. So now let's apply the law number 3 to this problem. The equation has different base but the same exponent. Therefore, using law number 3, we can just multiply the base and then copy the exponent. Okay, so the equation will become 12 raised to the power of 2, which is equal to 144. Therefore, Susie bought 144 candy. Now, let's proceed to the law number 4. Law number 4. The fraction a over b raised to the power of n is equal to a raised to the power of n divided by b raised to the power of n, where a and b are real number and n is positive integer. This law means that the exponent can be distributed to the numerator and denominator. So for this example, a fraction 2 over 3 raised to the power of 2 will become 2 raised to the power of 2 divided by 3 raised to the power of 2. Therefore, the answer is 4 over 9. Another example. Lucy bought a pizza. She only eats 1/2 raised to the power of 3 slices of pizza. How many slices of pizza did Lucy eat? Now let's apply the law number 4 there in the problem. So basically, 1/2 raised to the power of 3 will become 1 raised to the power of 3 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3. Therefore, its equation will become 1 over x. So lucky is 1x of the pizza. So that's the law number 4. Let's proceed to the last law. Law number 5. A raised to the power of m divided by a raised to the power of n is that equal to a raised to the power of m minus n, where a is real number and not equal to 0, and n and m are positive integer. This law means that if the numerator and denominator is the same, but they have different exponents, then you can just copy the base and then subtract the exponent of the numerator to the exponent of the denominator. Let us have an example. 2. Let's say to the power of 3 divided by 2. Let's say to the power of 2. Is this equal to 2? Let's say to the power of 3 minus 2. So the answer is 2. Now for another example. Emma is playing Amazing Race and one of the missions there is to go to the tree. Let's say to the power of 5 over 3. Let's say to the power of 3. Full on a building. Now with full Emma needs to go. Let us apply the law number 5 in the problem. Side the numerator and the denominator have the same base. We just need to copy the base and then subtract the exponent of the numerator to the exponent of the denominator. So the equation will become 3. Let's say to the power of 5 minus 3 is equal to 3. Let's say to the power of 2. Therefore, the answer is 9. So Emma should go to the 9 floor of the building. So that's the 5 law of exponent. That is guys. I hope you learn a lot about law of exponent. Thank you the audience for your attention.